to my channel, Miss Travelin Diva. Before we get started, don't forget to click like, share, comment below, and also hit the notification button so that you know when I upload my next video. In addition, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. So I want to say thank you for all of you and your support. You know, you guys gave me some really good questions and some things to talk about. And so I jotted them down and I made a video just for you to answer some of your questions. And so we're going to talk about it. So one of the couple things that I was asked about in terms of what has the mask experience been like when you are traveling now. So, and this is more so for air travel as well as, well, more so for air travel. So in terms of the airport, it is required that you do wear a mask. When you walk into the airport, you have to wear a mask and you have to keep it on the entire time. The only time you can take it off is if you are actively eating or drinking. And that is the same thing on the flight. So when you go onto your flight, you also have to wear your mask. I think that's important to know because some people have, suggested, just get some gummy bears and that way, you can take your time to eat it. I don't suggest you do that. You should consider making sure that, the kind thing to do is, if you're eating, go ahead and take your mask off. But once you're done eating, go ahead and put your mask back on. But it is required. So if you come to the airport without it, you will be turned away. In terms of what some airlines are doing, right now, this is February of 2021. So currently, Delta is the only airline that is offering the middle seat open. They're going to offer that until March 30th of 2021. But the other airlines have went back to their normal capacity. So think about that when you're booking a ticket. If you're not comfortable being next to someone on the plane, or you're just not comfortable being closer than 6 feet, then travel may not be the avenue that you actually, flying may not be the avenue that you actually want to travel in. You may want to consider driving where you're going, depending on where you're going, if it's not over a body of water. What's another one you guys asked me? You asked me about the destination. So, what has the experience been like in different destinations? So for the most part, what I have experienced is that you still have to wear masks. Destinations, so whether it's domestic or international, they are taking this very serious. So you will be asked to wear a mask when you enter a restaurant or go to a hotel, even in the elevator. So you should definitely be prepared to wear a mask. Bring several masks with you, especially if you're traveling with the disposable ones, because those are kind of the ones that you don't wear often, meaning that you wear it maybe once or twice and then you toss it. So if you're gonna travel with those, just pack a couple of them in your suitcase with you or in your carry-on bag so that you have enough with you. Or if you want to have the cloth mask, you can as well. That's completely acceptable, so you can have it, but get one that's comfortable for you because you're gonna be wearing it when you're out and about and when you are around people. Another thing to think about is restaurants. So let's say you're traveling somewhere. We'll just use Las Vegas as an example. You're traveling to Las Vegas. More than likely, you will probably need a reservation, or I highly recommend you book a reservation before you go to the restaurant. That way, because most of the restaurants have a capacity requirement. So they lowered the capacity in terms of who they can have in there. And so how they monitor that is with reservations. So while you can show up to some of them without a reservation, you may not get seated. So the best way to ensure that you can go to the place that you want to dine at is to go and make a reservation. A lot of reservations can be made on Open Table. And if they don't use Open Table, you can just call them directly and ask them, are you guys accepting reservations? And they'll let you know. Another question that we talked about is how do you know where to stay? When you're traveling somewhere and you've never been there before, and you want to know what hotel to stay at, let me tell you, TripAdvisor is my travel Bible. I don't go anywhere or book a hotel without checking out the reviews. And here's why. These are reviews from regular travelers like you and I. So right now, I don't get paid to give you this advice. I don't get paid for my experience right now. I'm sharing with you authentically what my experience has been like. So when I post a review, I'm telling you as a paying customer what my experience has been. And that's really the kind of information that you want. You want to know what another traveler's experience was. They posted pictures of it, because we all have seen hotels post pictures of the room and everything is really nice and polished and everything is glowing, and you get there and that is not what it's like. You walk in their room and you're just like, what in the world did I just book? So when you go on TripAdvisor, the actual traveler is posting videos or photos as well. So it's not just a hotel posting their videos, you can see actual photos. Now I will tell you, Some of that you want to take with a grain of salt, because some people are just hard to please, and no matter what is happening, doesn't matter, they're not going to be happy. However, if you start to see a common theme, so let's just say, for example, you at a hotel and maybe it has 1,000 reviews on it, and maybe a fourth of those reviews are just saying that the carpet is run down, or there's mold in the bathroom, or the furniture is, is tore up or burnt up. And I'm saying burnt up because I have experience walking into a room and the couch was torched, and I'm like, this cannot be, what is this? Because this was not what I saw on the brochure. And so, but if you see that theme, you may want to believe them. You may want to believe them because there'll be a theme with it. In addition, you'll see how these hotels respond back when there is a positive or negative review. And, they should behave in a professional manner. And you should not feel that if you're giving, an honest review from your perspective based on your experience, that you're going to be, attacked by it. You really want people to tell you, what their experience was, and you want to see what the photos look like. They'll even tell you about the food, the pool area, all of that type of stuff. So before I book any type of hotel, I'm going to tell you as a suggestion, go to tripadvisor.com, read the reviews. Some of them you have to take with a grain of salt, but if you start to see a common thing, you may want to believe it. So now we're going to go a little bit to story time. I was going to tell you about my trip to Greece, y'all, when I was driving on the sidewalk. So I was in Santorini, me and my husband in Santorini. And for those of you who have traveled to Santorini, you know how narrow those streets are. So we had rented a car. This was my first time renting a car internationally. And for those of you that are considering it, it is very easy to actually drive in Santorini and get around on your own. So if you're going during the off season, if you're going during the busy season, like the summer times, don't do it. It's too much traffic and you won't be able to get around. But anyhow, so we rented a car, a little Mini Cooper, a little small car. And when I tell you the streets are so narrow, you couldn't tell the difference between a street and a sidewalk. So we were trying to find a winery, and I'm going to make a video about my experience to Greece, both in Athens as well as in Santorini. I went to a couple of wineries there, and I'll talk to you guys about that in another video. But we were driving, trying to, tour the area, and then we were going to wrap up our trip at a winery. And he told me to turn left, and I did. And before y'all knew it, I was on a sidewalk, and it didn't really look like it at first, but I put my hand outside the window, and literally I could have opened up a door to the convenience store. That's how close I was with it. So I'm gonna tell you, if you decide to drive in Santorini, make sure you got a good Google map on your phone so that you are not driving on the sidewalks like I was. So hope you all like my video. Don't forget to click like, subscribe. Also comment below. Tell me what else you want me to talk about. I'll look at your comments. I'm actually looking at everybody's comments and making videos on it. And then also too, don't forget to hit the notification, so that way you'll be notified when I upload another video. Bye.